Okay, so we're gonna ask you a bit of question. It's really easy, so don't stress. And me and Caitlin will take turn. Okay. So the first question is, can each of you tell me where you're from and what your name is?
I'm Kosuke. I'm from Tokyo and Japan.
I'm Lainey from China.
I'm He Chuang, but everyone call me Kevin. I'm from China also.
I'm Daniel, and I'm from Colombia.
And then second question, what made you guys decide to study in the US?
For me, I just wanted to become English speaker. It seems like very cool, so I decided to come here and study English.
For me, honestly, it's my parents' idea at first. But more I think about it, I just feel like it's kind of makes sense for me because I really want to challenge myself and step out of my comfort zone. And also, I think the education here is very encourage people own voice. Because in China, I always feel like I'm less a girl. There's some certain expectation about like I should be more quiet and I should be like ladylike, but it's not the kind of person who I really is. So I always felt like I didn't fully be myself. So I came here is just like a chance to challenge myself at the same time to be the real myself.
So here's a situation that if I have a high school in China, then I need to study until 11 at night. Then I go home, continue to do 1 hour homework, and I get up at 6. And finally, I go finish my college education, and guess how much money I make per month? $600.
Oh.
And you actually learn nothing. So why I came to US? Because we have better education, and now we have a better future.
Who's that so okay? Um, learn a new language and getting to know more people, like Marco or Thailand. They're one of my best friends. Yeah, I didn't say it.
What do you remember about your first week at CVCS?
That's that's a tough question. I didn't have any friends. I don't know, sitting outside like quads by myself, and I I don't know. That's my first week of I don't know memory of CVCS, but I kind of enjoying it because I wanted to come here and I could be part of. I wanted to be part of the community in the United States. So, mm, I feel like sad, but at the same time, I was kind of I don't know enjoying it by myself. So that's my memory.
Cause today, this year is my first year in CVCS, so the first week is very clear for me. I remember at that time it's very overwhelming. I'm nervous about everything. I make a lot of mistakes, and like in Mr. Easter class, I forgot to bring the right calculator. I didn't know we have a summer assignments, and I even don't know how to where I should write assignments on a separated paper, or I should just write on the paper. So at that time, it's very huge for me, but it looks very small. So that's my memory.
When I was first waking CVCS, I have 2 questions: who am I and where I go. But thankfully, like everyone was pretty kind here. Like when I say, "Hey, did you know where's room 223?" something like that, and they gonna point the way. So I'm very thankful you guys help me.
In the international program, there's like most of them are like from Asia, and I feel like they understand each other, but I was like I couldn't really talk with anyone, so it was like hard for me, and I'm very like, and the only thing I knew how to say was like I don't understand, and yeah, but I'm glad I got to know 2 teachers, Velasquez and Amaro. They are very important for me.
And then what are some major differences between going to school at CVCS and in your home country?
So my junior high, my high school was only boys. So, um, and so wait. So like in Japan, like there's a culture like like boys is going boys school and girls is going girls school, and like there's some like boys and the girls school, but like most of the times boys is going boys school and the girls is going girls school. And so I haven't talked to girls like like 3 years or 4 years. Like so when I first came here, there's like girls also, and like it's actually like makes more like school fun. And no, I'm like enjoying it like more, more just not just not more not just boys, and in the football game there's the cheerleaders at the bench. So that so that is it. So that is I think it's a like difference Tokyo and Japan, Tokyo and here, and I don't know what else. And I think less homework here. I think if I'm going um if I go school in Japan, there's like tons of homework. So I think that is a huge difference here.
Just like Kosuke and Kevin said, our Asian country always just focus on study. So in my home country school, nobody cares about our physical or mental health. Just we also not encouraged to like play sports or play music. So we just study all day and all night. So, but here I felt like being a better person is much important than like getting a good grades. Teachers cares about our well-being, our personal growth, not just study.
So I think the biggest difference between these two is in Chinese school, they trying to tell you what you need to do, but they didn't tell you why. But here was different. They gonna tell you what to do, but they gonna let you think why you need to do. Like you have your own opinion, you can discussion. I think we have a lot of discussion in our classes. So I think it's pretty good to think what you really want and know why you really need to do it. It's pretty good.
In Colombia there is like less homework and and we only go to 12th grade, so most people graduate to and like when they are like 16 or 17. Yeah, and here is like 12th grade to 12th grade, and then the classrooms are like there's like 15 people when everyone comes, and in Colombia there's like 40 people, and normally they don't really get to know you that much. So here's like better school. It's better for me, I think.
What is the hardest part of being an international student? The
Hardest part. Hardest part is I don't know. Um Reduce my accent, like what is it called? Like improve my accent as an international student. It's kind of hard for me to pronounce like Americans. I have accent like as a Japanese, so and sometimes like teachers doesn't understand what am I saying, or my parents doesn't understand what am I talking about. So I think that is the most hardest thing as a being international student.
I also think the language is the hardest part for sure, because honestly, in Chinese, I'm a very outgoing and a very like talking and I'm a very funny person. But in English, I sometimes can't express everything I want to say, and I can't understand some jokes. Some like sometimes I can't seem like shy and quiet, and sometimes boring. But I'm not a kind of that's kind of person. And also in study, I can't understand questions on the test. So I was like, if it is in my native language, it will be so easy for me.
So the hardest part, definitely language. I just came here like 2.5 years. You want me to read and write like a normal American person? I can not really do that. So when I first hear like that was, I remember the history class. We have a quizzes that time. The most like I ask most question is, Coach Bing, what is this words mean? Can you explain a little bit for me, please? And Coach Bing say, okay, Kevin He, this is. So I'm very thankful for Coach Bing to have a little patience for me.
Oh my god.
Well, the language and the food is different. I love like in Colombia, I used to eat like food that was mostly prepared by someone, and like they prepare juice. Like I don't know, it's hard to say. So yeah, language. Okay.
And then our last question is, what could others do to make international students' experience at CVCS a little easier?
I don't know. For me, I feel like everybody's so kind, and then I don't know. I feel like I'm being part of like this community. So I think if you guys, I don't know, if I could spread more about like culture, like Japanese culture, and um, I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know.
I felt like the whole school is already did a very good to like make our international students to feel welcome. So because every students, every teachers are very kind and very friendly to help us. Even though I didn't ask like, could you give me a help? But they just see it and just help me. And also, I feel like a lot of boys or girls love Chinese culture because they always learn some bad words in Chinese. I always felt so. So that made me very welcome and very happy.
So there's two different kind of culture, and I think that's the most hardest part. Sometimes we will say something different because we are totally different area in the earth, and there's cultural differences make something misunderstanding, and they just sometimes gotta make some jokes, kind of that stuff. But I also want you guys please help if someone come here with no languages problem or culture problems to be a little bit patient to explaining about how this works. Thank you, guys.
Keep doing what you're doing, and yeah, that's good.
Thank you. You go sit down now. Now we're gonna shift into what life is. Oh, he's here. We have a special guest with us today. His name is Serge. Okay, we have a few questions for you. Can you introduce yourself, where you're from, and when you graduated from CVCS?
My name is Serge. I'm from Ukraine, and I graduated CVCS in 2023.
And then, what was your life like before the war in Ukraine?
I'd say it was just normal going to the school, going to the soccer, taking tutors, getting ready to the exams, getting ready to go to university. And then all of that just got interrupted by the war, and the life changed upside down. And it was really hard to take all the changes at first. But with time, I was able to adjust to the new life.
What is life like for you as now a refugee?
I remember first 2 years here were one of the hardest. That's the times when I had a lot of thoughts of going back to Ukraine because I didn't see my family for more than 4 years, and it was really hard just not to see anyone, and uh, just felt alone over here. But with time, I grew the community around me, and I started enjoying life a lot. I started a lot of new hobbies, started working, and then the life just started. And I'm really excited. The hardest part was adjusting to the culture, and the culture is very different in America, but it just takes time to get used to it and admire it.
And then another question, how did you actually arrive to the US?
But it was quite a journey. I after the war started, it was like 4 days passed, and I got a phone call from my best friend saying that there'll be evacuation train from the our city, and we I talked to my mom, and we decided to take the train, and we packed our clothes. I got one backpack with the laptop and chargers. That's it, and we crossed the whole Ukraine. I was living on the east, which is from my city. I think on the highway, the 30, 40 minutes, and I would be in Russia. So it was really close. And when we crossed the Ukraine to the western, people, a lot of volunteers met us and gave the shelter, gave warm food. It was really nice to have a soft and warm place to sleep at, and warm food, not snacks that I ate for the past days. And then we crossed the border to Slovakia, and after the war, I was helped so much by the people. I saw the generosity of humans. It was really nice to see. For example, in Slovakia, when we came there, just through some people we got to know, and one family, they had two kids. One of them was almost newborn. They moved out of their apartment and went to live with their friends just to give us this space where we would feel home, where we would feel safe. It was really insane for me to see this generosity. And after that, we were invited. We wanted to apply for visas to come to United States because as soon as we left, that was the ultimate goal of coming to the United States. And we realized that for visa there was a line which would which was extended for next 2 or 3 years. So there was no time for wait, and we were invited to the Albania. In Albania, we stayed for 3 weeks. I worked there as a busser in one of the restaurants. Learned a little bit of Albanian, so it was really cool experience. And then after Albania, we saw the news that the border was open to Ukrainians that we were able to cross. And we packed our clothes. And one of the local churches, you might know the Compass Bible Church, they donated some money to us and bought us tickets for planes so we could fly from Turkey to Mexico. And when we arrived to Mexico, many Ukrainian volunteers who have, who have been in the United States for more than 10 years, they met us on that side, gave us warm food, and within a couple days, I entered United States with my mom and sister, and I actually crossed the border also right on my birthday, so it makes kind of easy to count how many years I have been here. In April, that'll be 4 years, and this is, I would say, the best birthday present I could ever receive.
What was your favorite memory as a CVCS student here?
I would say definitely retreat. That's what brought a lot of good memories for me, and I would also love to mention the sports. That's where I met a lot of new friends and with whom I still keep in touch. So sports definitely brought all of us together and helped me feeling that I was welcomed here. That I really just enjoyed because I played soccer all my life, and over here I was so glad that I was able to join the soccer team and play.
Now, last question. How can we pray for Ukraine? How can we pray?
So currently it's close or below 0 Fahrenheit on the streets. It's really cold, and Russia has been aiming all of the heating supplies and all of the electrical power plants. So I wasn't able to keep in touch with my family for the past couple of days because they didn't have electricity. They just sit in the fur coats in their houses, just trying to warm up because there's no electricity. There's no heating in the houses. So it's been a really rough times for them, and unluckily, it's a lot of civilians suffer. So I would just like to pray for them.
Thank you, Serge. Heck ago. We have a few minutes left, and we're going to look at what some of our teachers are doing to help serve other nations. So we have Miss Piper, Miss Bonson, Dr. God, Miss Marchand, and, wow, it's a lovely family. And next slide, please. Mr. Gibson, Miss Ernest. And actually,
in South Africa, have your older generation of people who are just naturally, getting older and dying, right? And you have your younger generation of people, your children. But then there's this middle generation of people that are infected with HIV and are dying of AIDS. And they're leaving really a country of orphans.
The stigma and shame was enormous. People just didn't talk about it. And mothers only found out that they were HIV positive at the time that they would go for their pregnancy tests. Oftentimes, I'm sure the moms had passed away. Some of them were even too afraid to tell their family. So that was the reason why many of those babies were abandoned.
So you're ending up with children being raised without parents, no education, no health care, no supervision, oftentimes preyed upon, abused, outcast. So the situation is just that there just isn't anything that's big enough to catch that number of orphans and deal with it.
The scale of this problem overwhelms most people. There are 5 million kids right now that have lost one or both parents. And so most people don't want to attempt to make a difference because they're overwhelmed by the scale of the problem.
But for every problem, there is a solution.
Oh, Lizzie. It's mommy hurt. Dank, ek is jammer ek is so laat, Lizzie. Hello, how are you? Oh my gosh, how was it going, boys? Good to see you. You thought you were going to be in bed, hey?
Acres of Love brings family to children who are orphaned and abandoned in South Africa. We bring in children who have no parents due to HIV, AIDS, extreme poverty, and bring them into family homes.
So you have 6 to 10 children generally that'll be raised as a sibling group with a set of house parents or a house mom who raises the children as their own. And they just operate as a family. So it's completely opposite of any kind of institutional care that typically you would think of.
I open and close my...
And then on the screen, it says, how do our CVCS students serve others? And obviously, we've taken quite a few missions trips. So these are a few ways you can get involved in missions to just help our brothers and sisters around the globe. We have our CVCS Mexico and Molokai missions trips coming up, and then your church missions trips, obviously, and then YWAM, ask Jacob Gustafson, Joseph Ollie, and Hope Van Rensselaer. They can tell you so much about it. And then Mercy Ships and Foundation for His Ministry, which is also in Mexico.
And that is it for today. Thank you for listening. Happy International Week.
This episode has been a production of the Capistrano Valley Christian Schools Podcast Network. CVCS is a Christian TK through 12 school in San Juan Capistrano, California. Please visit cvcs.org/podcasts to listen to the variety of shows our students produce on our campus. You can also find all of our shows on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and others. We would also appreciate you subscribing to and leaving a review of this show and the other shows on our network in your podcast player of choice. If you have any questions or would like to reach out to us, please email podcasts@cvcs.org. On behalf of the school, this is Mr. Jasper, the executive producer of the podcast network. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more.